10 of the biggest sports scandals. Number 10. Black Sox scandal. This baseball scandal took place during the 1919 World Series, where the White Sox were playing against the Cincinnati Reds. 8 players got banned for life from MLB for losing games on purpose during the World Series for large amounts of money. Arnold Chick Gandil orchestrated the game throwing and convinced his teammates to take the money as well. Number 9. Harding vs. Kerrigan. Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan were both great ice skaters, rivals on the rink evidently, but it was always thought that the two had full respect for each other's achievements. In 1994, a man struck Kerrigan with a metal pole on her leg right before the US Figure Skating Championships, with Kerrigan left crying, screaming, and in great amount of pain. Harding performed in the championships, but amid suspicion, came out and declared that she, her now ex-husband, and her bodyguard had conspired together and hired the man to break her leg. Harding was banned from skating. After threatening to sue them, they accepted her back. In the following Olympics, she came 8th, while Kerrigan, who healed, won the silver medal. Number 8. Rosie Ruiz's shortcut. Rosie Ruiz looked like the clear victor of the 1980 Boston Marathon, but things were not that clear. Witnesses and different testimonies came out, and later even Ruiz herself admitted that she in fact did not run the course and instead taken a gigantic shortcut to finish the race. It may not look as a big scandal, but it still shocked the sporting world that such a thing could have gone unseen and that it wasn't that hard for her to do it. Number 7. 2000 Paralympic Spanish basketball team. The Spanish team had won the gold medal in basketball tournament, and for a while it was deemed an honest and good victory. However, a Spanish journalist revealed to the managers of the tournament that most of the players on the Spanish team had not been checked for a mental disability. It turned out that 10 out of 12 players were in fact not mentally disabled at all, and that Spain had just wanted to win a gold medal. Number 6. Bloodgate. During a rugby game in 2009, Tom Williams started bleeding on the field from his mouth, nothing rare when it comes to rugby. However, it turned out that club manager Dean Richards had promised Williams an increase in pay if he agreed to do something. That something was to keep a blood capsule in his sock, then insert it in his mouth and bite upon contact to make it seem like he was bleeding, and thus stop the time. This got out when in front of live cameras and hundreds in attendance, Williams dropped the capsule, had to pick it up and start all over again. He later admitted that it was indeed a blood capsule and got suspended for 4 months only. Number 5. Spygate. In 2007, the Jets sent a complaint to the commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, that stated the Patriots had filmed their defensive coordinator's signals during a game. Goodell later spoke with the Patriots, and it was found out that indeed the Patriots had filmed their signals. Belichick explained to Goodell and to the public how he had misinterpreted the rules, but he was still docked a pretty huge $500,000. Tension increased when it was found out that the Patriots had also taped a Rams practice in 2000. This went on for quite a while and in many ways was disastrous for the Patriots as well as for the NFL. Number 4. Tim Donaghy. Tim Donaghy was an NBA referee. So far, so good. However, sports gambling expert R.J. Bell, president of sports betting information site pregame.com, tracked every game Donaghy worked from 2003 to 2007. He discovered that during the 2 seasons investigated by the NBA, the teams involved scored more points than expected by the Las Vegas sportsbooks 57% of the time. He also found 10 straight games in 2007 in which Donaghy worked the games that the point spread moved 1.5 points or more before the tip. This was an indication that big money had been wagered on the game. The big money won every time, which was another indication that something fishy was going on. As you've probably understood by now, Donaghy bet on many games in which he reffed, and called games according to where he had money to gain. In 2008, Donaghy was sentenced to 15 months in prison, where he started to write his memoir, Blowing the Whistle: The Culture of Fraud in the NBA. Number 3. Salt Lake City buys 2002 Olympics. Salt Lake had wanted to host the Winter Olympics 4 straight times and was getting increasingly frustrated as they felt this wasn't going to happen. In 1998 though, in the bid for the 2002 Winter Olympics, IOC members had a drastic change of mind and Salt Lake won the voting by a landslide. It was later revealed that the spokespeople for the Salt Lake City team had bribed several highly ranked IOC members into voting for them, thus buying the Olympics. Number 2. The 1985 NBA Draft Lottery Fix. To this day, there are many people who still believe the sequence of events in the 1985 NBA Draft Lottery were fixed. There is no definitive evidence to refute this great conspiracy theory. The theory revolves around the idea that Commissioner David Stern was able to act on the NBA's desire to improve the standing of the New York Knicks franchise by enabling the Knicks to win the draft lottery that year. How? Stern effectively drew from 7 envelopes in a massive bingo roller. So, conspiracy theorists believe Stern was able to identify the envelope belonging to the Knicks because the envelope was frozen. It's probably no coincidence that the NBA eventually moved to a ping-pong ball-based system that's administered by a third party for subsequent NBA draft lottery results. Think about it. Number 1. Floyd Landis. In 2006, Floyd Landis was an American cyclist who raced in the Tour de France and was far behind in stage 16. Yet, as if a miracle happened, he came back in the next round. This is when the first speculation about doping first arose. Doping and cycling weren't synonymous back then, and it had rarely been the case that any sort of steroids had been used. However, Landis' urine samples came back 3 times over the amount of testosterone was in his body, and it was an evident case of doping. This also uncovered a huge number of other cyclists who had used steroids or some other sort of performance-enhancing drug. After a decade of denying it, in 2013, Lance Armstrong himself came clean as a result of the investigation and pressure that he faced, all because of Landis originally getting caught. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed our video, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more entertaining videos and trivia facts you probably never thought of here on Sportastic channel. Have a great day.